Centered. There we go. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. If you guys can let me know if you can hear me and see me okay, that would be great. Let Paul know. We're going to give this a second for a few people to tune in. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. And we have a couple announcements to make here while we wait. My Ask IEB show, where I take your personal questions and I put your weekly horoscopes up afterward, is going to be on Monday, August 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Like always, every Monday night I do that here on YouTube. So please do join us. We have a couple extra free mini classes coming up. Again, as part of the quarantine series, I've been putting out 1 to 2 free mini classes per week since the quarantine began. So coming up, we have What's Your Gut Telling You? How to know when your gut is telling you to go towards something or away from something. We're going to include some information on synchronicities that are commonly misunderstood and deja vus. This is going to be Thursday, September 3rd at 9 p.m. We also have coming up our fear of dying. I'm going to help you get around some of that. Not an easy thing to cope with. And certainly many of us have this fear activated given the current circumstances with the pandemic and racial injustice, police brutality, difficult times right now. This will help to calm your fears a little bit. We're going to put it in perspective. Why do we have such a fear of dying? What does this mean? Okay, Thursday, September 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We also have empaths and the pandemic. Why are empathic people experiencing the pandemic on such a different scale than everyone else? We'll break that down. September 17th, 9 p.m. We also have an event, 6 feet apart, masks, all of that good stuff, Spirits with Spirits at the beautiful Margin Manor Winery on Saturday, August 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. Readers from the Ivy League Psychic Academy will be there. Distancing, of course, offering readings and healings. So check it out. I do believe they go to marginmanorwinery.com for that. Yes?
Correct.
If they want to get reserved
ahead
of time.
So they get there and they can call and reserve your seats. And there's going to be food trucks.
Food trucks and vendors, I know she has too. So check it out. All right.
You sound good.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like we have a few people tuned in. All right, so welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium and a Taino Arawak. I own a school called the Ivy League Psychic Academy. That's about 9 years old. It is now international and online. We teach everything from psychic mediumship to Reiki to astrology and a million things in between. So check it out. This is a precursor to a class that is coming up on Wednesday, August 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern. It will be available for video download afterward if you can't make it. And that class is called Law of Attraction and Manifestation, how to use it properly in your life. So today is just sort of a taste of what that class is going to be like. So I'm not getting into a ton of curriculum. We want to make sure that eventually you do get over there for the full training. It is a lot to talk about. How does law of attraction work? How does manifestation work? What are the myths surrounding it? Why is it that you've tried to use it and it hasn't worked for you? Why does it sometimes seem to be working and then it halts? All of this we're going to get into, okay? Today, I want to touch on a very simple way of breaking down a few myths that are standing in the way, probably, of your concepts of using law of attraction and manifestation in your daily life. And we are going to be taking questions, okay? So this is a free mini class with Q&A, so feel free to start posting those. Paul, feel free to jump in. How are you today, Paul?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Feel free to jump in if it fits in with what we're talking about. And any other questions will be saved for the end. I do want to invite, I think we have about 20 free mini classes up. If you guys would like to make a donation back to the Ivy League Psychic Academy, it is greatly appreciated. And Paul put that link above to the website donation button. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who has been donating. We certainly do appreciate it. It's a lot of work that goes into these. All right, so what exactly is going on with law of attraction and manifestation? There's been a ton of hype surrounding this in recent years. There are a lot of people who come out and talk about knowing exactly the way that it operates. And I have listened to this for years now and thought, this just isn't always true. Some of it's accurate, but some of it isn't. And where it's inaccurate, it's really inaccurate. And if you're buying into a lot of what they're selling, it's going to mess you up to a point where law of attraction and manifestation may not really be working much at all for you. So again, this is the precursor to the full class, so I'm not getting into all of it today, but I do want to break down a couple key myths that I think a lot of my viewers in particular are probably thinking. And if you understand this, you could turn your situation around. Okay, so on the topic of law of attraction, one of the most common myths that we hear is that you attract what you are. You attract the energy that you're putting out. You are matching that frequency somehow. And what I see, sadly, okay, so here's the truth. If you are highly empathic, third or fourth level for sure, or if you are advanced spiritually evolved, if you have a high level of intuitive intelligence, psychic ability, your clairs are very active, you are going to actually attract the opposite to you, especially where people are concerned. So I don't care for that when I hear people say that. We have to make an exception. It's sort of like when you do the Briggs personality test and they don't really count for intuitive intelligence. And you're like, I don't really know that I fit into any of this. We have to make room for this truth. So it is not true that you attract what you're putting out. Many healers, light workers, old souls, intuitives, sensitives, empaths, shamans actually attract very low level energy back to them. Good as they are, as much positivity as they put out. And it can be a vicious cycle that's hard to get rid of because we are blaming the victim. The reality is you are quite possibly putting out healing energy, a high vibration, and anyone who is needy, wounded, a vampire, greedy, they're going to come to feed off of your energy. We talk at our empathic awareness training all the time about recent research that shows that empaths, especially on the third and the fourth level, are the most likely group to attract narcissists and sociopaths. So this just doesn't match. You have this tremendous healing ability. Why would you keep taking punches and kicks to the gut? This is why. Okay, so don't believe that about the law of attraction. It does not always work that way. Okay, we have another one here I want to cover. A myth on law of attraction. You're not getting what you deserve because it's not time yet. It's not time yet. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're following all the rules. Well, it must just be, it's not in divine timing. The universe doesn't have it ready for you yet. You just are supposed to wait on that. It's coming. It's coming. No, it may not be coming. And the reason it may not be coming is because you are focused and visualizing and feeling and using all the tools that you're supposed to, but it is very possible, fact, okay, that you are blocking it because there's something else you didn't do. or there's something or somebody that you are supposed to get rid of. So this isn't so simple. If there's something blocking the flow, it could be toxic, it could just be hindering. You can't receive what is meant for you to receive. So we always want to look back when we have a block to using those law of attraction techniques, and we want to say, is there something I was supposed to do? Now, often around this time, people not only feel that law of attraction isn't working for them, they also feel that they've been cut off from their spirit guides or from their ancestors. They feel intuitively really off base. They may become very addicted to tools and crystals and, all kinds of things. They think they need to stay afloat. That's a sign that there's something blocking the flow there. It should be easier than that, okay? Do we have any comments on this?
Not yet.
Okay, so we're going to move on to manifestation. So here's a myth. If you can dream it, you can have it. Or you can achieve it. And when they're talking about dreaming it, they're usually talking about being able to visualize it in your mind's eye. And being able to use that for a period of time, typically 15 to 30 seconds or more. And not only visualizing it, but also feeling it in your body, feeling it in your emotions, experiencing it as though you're really there. What would this great accomplishment be like? Okay, well, just because you could do that doesn't mean you can have it. So the truth is that if it's outside of your life contract, you're never going to get it. What we really should be focused on is what is our calling. We should really be focused on what we signed on to do with our life contract before we came to Earth. What is really within our path. Now, if you are manifesting properly, which we're going to get to in the full class, you should be able to achieve anything that is within your life contract or on your path. And it is true that often what we desire because we already signed on to it. We are driven toward the things that we agreed to come to Earth to do. So that's true. But a lot of people out there don't. A lot of people out there just want money, they want fame, they want a certain lover. You want to achieve something that is not within the bounds of what you signed on to do. I can assure you it's never going to happen. To some low-level degree, you may have breakthroughs from time to time, but you really need to be working, more importantly, within the path that you signed on for. So what we really want to do is let go of the things that we want from a greedy place. We want to always ask, why is it that I want this thing? And if you're finding that your answer to that is low level, it's a low level answer, it's low level energy, because you're materialistic, or you have lust for this person, or society and your parents have told you that you're supposed to want those kids and a marriage in that house. If that's really your answer, you may as well give up and dig deeper and find out what it is that you authentically have passion for in this life. Then your manifestation will become very, very easy. Should I move on to another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have another myth. If you visualize hard enough or often enough, you will attract that person or that situation to you. And it becomes almost like a competition between you and the time clock, and a test of endurance. How long can you visualize this? How often can you think on it? How can you push out other thoughts and just focus right there and not allow for anything else in? That is not necessarily going to work. It shouldn't be that hard if you are within your life contract and the realm of possibilities for it being for you. This can actually work against you. So we don't want to overthink. We don't want to hold on too tight. We don't want to over visualize. Because the truth is that if what you want belongs to someone else and you cannot have it, or if you have not earned it karmically, or if you are overthinking it so much that you have created a needy attachment to it, you're actually pushing it away. It is either not yours or you can't have it when you're grasping like that. I use the example with my students. When I talk about clients, I always say, we have some people that come in and genuinely want a reading. They desperately even want to talk to a deceased loved one, or they are almost in dire need to hear about a specific area of their life, their money, their love life, their health. But when they come in for the reading, it's a blocked energy. That information is not at all what's coming through for them. Why does that happen? Because of the neediness, because of the clinging. That creates a block in any area of your life. Think of the kid back at school who always wanted to have friends, but was kind of a nerd, right? So they tried super hard and they just became more annoying and they got pushed away even further. You know, you have sympathy for that kid, but that kid's not going to ever make it to the popular table. You got to be comfortable with where you are. You have to accept and have an attitude of gratitude wherever you are. And while you do want to use these techniques, you don't want to use them so excessively that it has the opposite effect. And you do want to live within wisdom of what is yours and what is others, because that cannot be changed. Right? I just want to add to this also, sometimes people feel that they are cut off from the manifesting, the law of attraction that was working for them. And I would say, check and see if there's anything that you should do in the art of giving to others. Sometimes it becomes so about us in this greedy, greedy, greedy way. And we get so excited that manifestation and law of attraction is working because it's true. The more you have, the more you get. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Sometimes it's also a rigged system for sure. But how did it get that way? Okay, it does work. When your bank account is full, it's not hard for you to manifest. It's almost like, why is it that when it rains, it pours? And when there's a drought, it's a drought I cannot get rid of. It's because of this. Okay, there is a law to this. But sometimes it halts, and you don't know why it halted. It could be that you are reaching that point of greed. It could be that you need to start giving out to others. The universe is always going to hold you accountable. God is always going to hold you accountable. Miracles do exist. And we want to remember that even with the law being in place, there is divine intervention. So I use the example of people who like to come to all these classes and come to all these shows, and then they message me and, you know, they try to cheat me in some way, or they're rude to Paul and they say, well, I attend all your shows. I said, oh, gee, wow, you've been getting stuff for free this whole time? Wow, I'm so grateful to you. Gee, thank you for that. Thank you for coming here to mooch, you know, and be disrespectful. It's outrageous the way a lot of people think. And unfortunately, that may work for them a lot of the time, because what happens with law of attraction and manifestation is that the best use, the people that are best at manipulating it and getting it to work in their favor, are the energy manipulators. Okay, so we're talking high-level empathic people, energy manipulators. We're also talking low levels. We're talking sociopathic, narcissistic, controlling, you know, egotistical, people who feel entitled. So just because it was working for you doesn't mean that you're working from the purest place. Maybe you need to stop and say, gee, is it time for me to give back in some way? You are being watched, okay? This law isn't an end-all, be-all. It is just a law. So we are actually at the class, which is going to be Wednesday, October. Oh my God, we are almost in October.
Almost.
What happened?
Yeah.
I was like, that is so far off. That is not far off. Wednesday, August 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern is when we're actually having the class through Zoom, and will become a video download. And there I'll be telling you how to actually use law of attraction and manifestation, and how it really works. in your life. But for now, we can take any questions if we have any, or comments. Okay, otherwise I will wrap it up.
So far, so good, yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, so if there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to remind you guys that the next class is going to be, what is your gut telling you? Is that accurate?
Yes.
That's September 3rd. Okay, so what is your gut instinct telling you? That in conjunction with deja vus and synchronicities. We often hear that because we are noticing patterns and synchronicities, that's good, and that's the universe telling us to go in a certain direction, and that is not always the case. It is often actually a warning to go the opposite way or to check your details. We're going to break down what that is all about. Okay, again, if you guys want to donate, you can go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com, and I hope to see you on Monday for the Ask Ivy show. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Polly.
You're very welcome. Thank you.